Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your July 2019 mid-month general reading. We are looking at the last half of July 2019. Welcome to everyone here. Welcome to any newcomers and first-timers, and welcome back to followers and subscribers. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for tuning in to this channel and to these videos, and thanks for those of you who send in all your support, feedback, and comments. It's always a pleasure to hear from you, and always a big shout out to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for keeping me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. It's an honor and a pleasure, as I always say and I always mean, and I'm so grateful that so many of you keep coming back for readings. So thank you so much for entering into that unique relationship of personal readings and personal readers. If any of you are interested in scheduling a personal reading with me, you can click on the description link below for more info. You can email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial request the same day or the first 24 hours with more info. And the timing of setting up the actual readings is pretty good too. I do readings full-time, 6 days a week, sometimes more. So I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to schedule these readings as quickly as possible and get them to you, unless we're doing live readings versus recorded. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll set something up for you. I offer a wide variety of readings of all different types and lengths and spreads in all the main areas of life. All right, let's get into this reading. This is for the water sign of Pisces for the last half of July 2019. Our lovely fish, our beautiful mercurial Pisces. Remember to watch your other signs if you know them, your rising sign, moon sign, Venus signs, because it can provide additional clarifications. General readings, as most of you know, resonate a little differently for everyone. Okay, Pisces, we begin with the Three of Wands, followed by the Hanging Man. We have the Wheel of Fortune, followed by Death, Transformation, and from the bottom of the deck, you have two cards as your overall energy, focus, and guidance for the last half of July. We have wow, this is quite a reading. We have the Lovers and Judgment for your overall energy for the last half of July. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana cards and 1 minor pip cards, as we say. So whatever this situation is about, whatever area of your life this is resonating in, Pisces, it is very significant and very important. I mean, the Judgment card tells us that as well. And it looks like it is about a primary or significant relationship in your life, or it's about making a choice about something that's going to affect the primary or significant relationship in your life, because your overall energy is Judgment followed by the Lovers. So Judgment. What does Judgment represent? What does it mean to be judged? It means that you're called to answer for your actions, your decisions, the path that you choose, the steps that you walk, what you do, not what you think, want, dream, mean, or intend, but the actual actions that you take. You're being called to answer for those, good or not so good. That's what Judgment represents. It represents a chance to answer for what you do. And so what you do and what you say, but what you do is going to be important here, because Judgment usually comes up when there's a choice on the table, an opportunity, so you can choose to do one thing or you can choose to do another. But there's an air of finality about Judgment. I mean, you're being called to answer. So the air of finality is that whatever you choose to do in this situation, whatever path you take from here, is going to, you're not going to be able to change it or reverse the outcome, or at least not for a very long time, because it's going to set the stage for what this is going to be, or what it's going to represent for you for quite some time. That's what Judgment represents. So choose very carefully. It's an opportunity to choose something because you're going to have to answer for that down the road. So it can represent a second chance at something, a second opportunity at something. Sometimes it comes up for reconciliations or resolvements of issues once and for all. This chance won't come up again. It won't come up for a long time, if ever. So that's why it's so significant and important. And the accompanying card that came out with it was the Lovers, which represents that very kinetic, passionate, heated, karmically connected relationship that you have with someone else. Now the Lovers, the Lovers and the Two of Cups, these are cards we often look at as our soulmates or karmically connected people, which can be romantic or not. But the Lovers often represents a relationship that is, of a romantic or sexual nature, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, etc. And when the Lovers comes up, it often represents a choice that you need to make that's going to affect a very significant relationship. It might the choice or this significant opportunity or choice to do something, maybe do something different, might be about the relationship itself, or it might be about something else, but that it's going to have this major effect on this relationship. Because the Lovers used to be called the Choice in the early tarot deck, showed a man standing in front of two women, the implication being a decision was going to have to be made that was going to significantly affect everyone involved. Sometimes this can represent needing to choose between two people, not always, not even often, but it might be the case for some of you. But these are both cards about needing to make a significant decision about a relationship, or that's certainly going to affect one. So we have the Three of Wands and the Hanging Man. This is a combination of cards. This is a card about waiting for your ship to come in, waiting to see what your investments so far are going to bring you, or taking advantage of those. We're still pretty early on in the path here. We're only at the 3. But the wand that he's holding on to and the ones that are planted behind him represent initial steps, some foundation he's already laid, some effort, some work being put into something towards a future goal or a future desire or dream. And you're waiting to see what these results are. In the upright position, it's generally considered fairly positive. It can represent also beginning to see your work pay off, or your efforts and your investments paying off, in seeing small goals met on the road to getting a big goal or a big dream met. It can represent travel as well, and communication about movement and travel, or a major project of some kind as well. But it's a more passive, gestative, waiting kind of card. It doesn't imply a great deal of action, if any, because this man, he's put some work in and now he's waiting. He's waiting to see what the results are, or he's waiting to be able to act on, the next step. But you're waiting with a sense of hopeful and positive anticipation. So it's a more patient, gestative sort of energy. And it's also accompanied by the Hanging Man, which is definitely not taking action right now kind of energy, because the Hanging Man doesn't. He chooses to hang upside down in an uncomfortable and awkward position. He gains a different perspective from this, too. This can also represent needing to take a step back while you're waiting to get a different perspective, or try and see this situation or this relationship in, from a different viewpoint. Doesn't mean you abandon your own belief system or ideologies or what you want, but it can represent, setting that temporarily aside to take a different look at it, because you have an opportunity here to do something, and you may have an opportunity to do something different here. Based on maybe getting a different perspective. The Hanging Man may want to rush in and force an outcome, or drag the ship into the shore by himself, or get started quite quickly, but he holds himself back, which can be sometimes uncomfortable. It's about maybe making that small minor sacrifice now towards a bigger outcome, because the Three of Wands is great at seeing small goals being met, but you have a big goal in mind, and that requires patience, work, and effort, and sometimes hanging back to see how things play out, because this is also what the Hanging Man's about. He's not stepping in to do anything right now, because he understands that not everything is known yet. Things are still playing out. This is divine timing and orchestration, and he holds himself back, even if he may want to jump in and do something. Pisces, I feel like, I mean, there's so many major arcana cards here, and major arcana cards represent energies of God, spirit, your angels, and guides, divine timing and orchestration, spirit, the divine coming in to affect something or to provide an opportunity. They are doing it. I mean, you have the Wheel of Fortune and Death here. When you see this many major arcana cards, it represents that this is significant, that this is going to have a significant impact, particularly on how your life in this area of your life is going to play out for quite a long time. There is an opportunity here, and I feel like the opportunity is being brought to you by God, spirit, your angels, and guides. It may be that you're in this sort of waiting period. You've done some work, you've put in some investment on something, you've made some plans and preparations, and now you're kind of waiting, you know, going about your life, working and stuff, but you're waiting to enact the next step of this, or waiting to see what the results are. And I believe this waiting period has been brought to you too, to give you some time for reflection. It may be that getting this different perspective while you're waiting may enable you to see how something continues to play out where you would have made a different decision, and you might make a different decision rather than making whatever decision or taking action that you want to do in this situation right now. But things are still playing out. So there may be things that you don't know yet, you haven't seen yet, that's going to be important in what you do next. And I feel like this waiting period has been divinely provided for you to perhaps get an opportunity to see how things play out for the next few weeks, and maybe gain a different perspective based on what happens, because you have an opportunity here to make a decision, maybe a different decision than what this one that you maybe originally had planned. There is an opportunity for true transformation here. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune and Death. The Wheel of Fortune is, you know, we have no control over this. We spin the wheel, and after that we have no control over where that wheel what that wheel stops on, or where that wheel lands. It's divine timing and orchestration completely pulling things together. And I feel like this waiting period is meant for you to take a look and make sure you're focused on the right thing, you're doing the right thing, and maybe something else will come in over the next few weeks that may give you a different perspective, and maybe you may decide to do something a little differently, or something extra, or something of that sort. In the upright position, it does represent a stroke of good luck, of good fortune, of things working in your favor. Sometimes it can represent a blessing in disguise. I mean, it can represent this waiting period, even though it may be a struggle. It's being presented to you for a reason, and that probably is because something is playing out that you need to see. So you're being asked to kind of wait and maybe get some different perspective on this, because it's bringing transformation. Whatever is coming in, this whole situation, and what you choose to do with the situation and moving forward, is an opportunity for transformation, for perhaps doing something different than you normally would have done it in this before, about this relationship or around this relationship. It may be the chance for a reconciliation in this relationship. It may be a chance for resolvement of this situation, even if the situation is ending. Maybe it's an opportunity for both of you to learn and grow in learning how to bring something to a close in a healthier way than maybe either of you have done in the past. It could be that too for some of you. Or it could be that this relationship has reached a point, maybe through some challenge and difficulty, and you now have the opportunity to make the same decisions and have it stay the same way, or perhaps fall away, or an opportunity to transform it and move into a different phase in this relationship. But both of you have to be on board for that, and that may be part of the decision as well. Really, really impactful, powerful reading. I mean, this could be an opportunity in career, work, and finance as well. And maybe it's a decision about that affects your boyfriend, girlfriend, or a husband-wife relationship. Maybe the decision that you make in work and career that will make a profound effect on your future. Maybe it's moving or relocating, or taking a different job, or changing career paths, or starting your own business, may have a pretty significant effect on your relationship. I feel like it's primarily a relationship reading for many of you. But however it resonates is what you need to hear. Let's pull one final advice and guidance card. Your advice for this situation is the Knight of Pentacles. Again, a card that has movement, but it's slow movement. This is slow and steady. The Knight of Pentacles is slower than his other three brother knights because he's governed by the element of earth, which is what rules the suit of Pentacles. This is about the stability and security of the structure of our day-to-day life. You know, money, finances, property, real estate, assets, etc., job, the efforts we put into things, you know, whether that's in money, whether it's in career, or whether it's in this relationship. This would be an offer coming in of stability and security in a relationship situation. It's slow moving, but it's steady and it's sincere. When he gets to accomplishes his mission and quest, he won't have taken any shortcuts or missed anything. This is a true and sincere offer. But it's slow, steady movement. And the interesting thing that I'm noticing about this Knight of Pentacles too is that the Knight of Pentacles is not static. He moves just like his other brother knights do, but he's slower. He's more cautious. He stops from time to time, as he's doing here, to look around. Am I missing anything? Is there something I need to see? Is there something I need to do? Is there something I need to protect? Someone, you know. And he's sitting on his horse, which for the time being is stationary. He stopped for a minute and he's looking to the side as if he's taking a look around. He's prepared. He has all of his armor. His horse has all of his armor. He has his guard down. He is ready for anything. He has taken the time to do this, and he's now stopping to take a look around, which is interesting because, you know, in the Three of Wands, this person has done some work. He's stopping for the time being to see results or to wait to enact the next step. The Hanging Man is hanging. It's transitional. It's not going to last long, but for the time being, he's hanging there and he's looking around, maybe seeing what he can see, maybe getting some more information and getting a different perspective. And so is the Knight of Pentacles. So this is really significant and really important. So take your time. If at all possible, take your time over the last half of July to consider this before you make a decision, because whatever decision you make, this opportunity isn't going to come around again, at least not for a very long time. And whatever decision you make is the way that it's going to be for quite some time. So take the time to choose carefully. So Pisces, that wraps up your, that was just such a serious, powerful reading, right? That wraps up your reading for the last half of July 2019. I hope you found it helpful and useful, and I hope that it brought you some insight and guidance or validation of what you've already been feeling. If any of these videos resonate with you and you'd like to schedule a personal reading with me, you can click on the description link below for more information, contact details, email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be happy to work with you. I do love and romance readings, relationship compatibility charting, which takes a look at the different aspects and feelings of two people in a specific relationship. I do career, work, and finance readings, as well as investment readings, gift readings for friends, family, and loved ones, those people you never know what to buy things for. Nothing more personal than a personal reading, and they can make great gifts for people as well. And I also offer life overviews, 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over a 6 or 12-month period, depending on how far ahead you want to look. So a few things to choose from. If you're interested, I would love to hear from you. I will see you all again, Pisces, in a couple of weeks for the August 2019 general readings. Until then, I wish you all the best, joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And I hope to see you back here again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.